Check 1 2. Check 1 2. Check 1 2. I have to check and make sure my mic. Check 1 2. Okay, it's working. I'm recording this message over again because I listened to it 6 minutes into the message until the end. There was no audio. I don't know if it's a technical glitch or my message was censored or canceled because of what I was saying. So I pray against any interference that this message will go out and people will hear it in its entirety. Nothing is new under the sun. Nothing is new under the sun. I thought about this message a couple months ago in my bed. I thought about Moses and deliverance is coming. And when deliverance came through Moses, it was in a form of judgment, good and bad, but it brought forth bad things happen, but it had end results. So good things is coming to us, this country. We need to begin to pray for God to deliver this country. Have you prayed, or you just on the sideline remaining quiet and silent? I want you to hear with an opening ear that we are experiencing a time that appear to be real, but is it real? How do you find real? In order for me to determine if you are real, I must see you in front of me because I know that they can make movies from the studio and never leave the building. Nothing is new under the sun. We just experiencing it in a different form, a different form. We must begin to question things that we see. So I thought about the movie The Purge, where the movie is about 12 hours. People have the opportunity to do whatever, to commit crimes without being prosecuted. And I wonder how many people, friends and family members and strangers will pick up the offer to do bad things to other people. We are experiencing another form of a purge. When people speak the truth, they are censored and taken down off their social media account. They call it conspiracy. They call racist. When we as individuals begin to think for ourselves, we become a threat to others. And that is wrong. We must wake up to the knowledge of truth. We must seek out the truth as it pertains to us because they're going to come for you and I, directly or indirectly. I posted something several months ago. Let me look for it. I had it on my phone, but I got up and moved my phone. So let me read what I said. Where is that? It's my form of, to those of you who know history, there was a quote. So they came, they came, they came. And nobody spoke up because it did not apply to them. So let me find it. Deliverance is coming. The question is, are you prepared for your deliverance in some form or another? I find it. Let me see. So I'm reading this. Where's that? They came for the communists, and I did not speak up because I wasn't a communist. They came for the Jews, and I didn't speak up because I wasn't a Jew. Then they came for the trade unionists, and I didn't speak up because I wasn't a trade unionist. Then they came for the Catholic, and I didn't speak up because I was not. I was a Protestant. Then they came for me, and by that time, there was no one left to speak for me. Are we not seeing that happening today? Are they coming for people who do not agree with what's being said? Do as I say, not as I do. And even if I do what I tell you not to do, I can justify it because I'm the one that makes the laws. When we stand up against falsehood, when we speak the truth, we are attacked. Some are attacked physically, verbally, removed from their social media accounts. That is a different form of a purge. Legalized purging people from hearing the truth. We all should have an opportunity to speak the truth. You and I was born as individuals. I was born as a male. You was born as a male or female in whatever race you are. I have no control over your race or your sex. None of us. If we have a problem with our sex and our race, we go to God. But why would we be complaining to Him? We had no control over how we were born and where we were born and how we came into this world. He, and then you have individuals who demand that certain races of people apologize for their sex or the color of their skin for something they have said or something they consider is wrong. But who asks those individuals who's demanding some form of apology to do the same thing? I never read that there's certain degrees of colorness where one color is exempted from others, that one color can do whatever and demand the other color to do what they say and the rules does not apply to them. We need to begin to think rational when we hear things. Don't be so quick to follow what we hear. Don't be led down the cliff and jump. Begin to wake up and hear the truth. There's nothing new under the sun. We are experiencing something in a different form. We must wake up. Wake up. It's like walking dead while you're awake. Begin to understand. I'm quite sure there are a lot of people that's depressed, stressing out, want to hear positive messages, positive, encouraging, supporting messages that there's a light at the end of the tunnel. But what we're getting is the opposite. And when those who speak try to speak light at the end of the tunnel, they are told to shut up, that what they are saying is wrong. Do as I say and not as I do, because you have no control to punish me. God does choose individuals to be his spokesperson, to say and speak what need to be spoken. His word can never be censored. He can censor us at any given time. We must be aware of that. We need to hear positive messages. The mega churches, the one that can make a difference or try to make a difference, their messages are the same. It's like there's no COVID-19 is happening. There's no uh, lockdown. The messages are the same. It's like, wow, the messages are the same. It's like normal to them. There's a lot of people that want to hear a positive message, positive, reinforcing, encouraging message because they're going through their dark moment of life. A lot of people cannot handle what is being put upon us. Some states are open, some are not. Some want the kids to go to school, some don't want the kids to go to school. They say we are in it together. Are we really in it together? Some teachers are getting paid and school are closed. They don't want the school open up. But if I thought about it, if their salary are taken from them, I'm quite sure they'd be wanting to go to school. Individuals are taking advantage of the COVID-19 and the lockdown and whatever you can think of it and put everything in the COVID pot and say, do this because of COVID. Do this because we say so. We are individual thinking. I was not born from your mother, and likewise. So am I wrong to want to think for myself? I'm a black male. You, whatever color you are born. I can't demand that you think like me. I can ask that you think from a perspective of where I'm coming from, and you may consider what I'm saying, and then you may apply something to what you already know to better your thinking and your behavior. So there's nothing new under the sun. What we've seen had happened before. And I will get into that as I go to the different seals and show you. Nothing is new, it's just in a different form. We must begin to wake up and want the truth, no matter who speaks the truth. We must accept the truth. I have no power to make you do anything. This is educational, informative for you to consider. Consider what I'm saying. Consider what I'm saying. You may not like what I'm saying, and that's your choice. I have the right to speak freely, and you have the right to speak freely. You have the right to say I'm lying. You have the right to say whatever pertaining to what I'm saying. And I have the right to defend my choices. I should not demand that you apologize for the color of your skin or your sex. If I have a problem with my color and my sex, who should I go to? Can I go to you to change me from a man to a woman or vice versa? No. You and I have no control over how we were born. God know what we were going to be before we conceive out our mother womb. But yet you have individuals demanding that we should do the very same thing. So there's nothing new under the sun. We are experiencing stuff in a different form. It's my hope and prayer that you will begin to think about what you're hearing and what you have heard. Doesn't make sense. Who benefit from what they're saying? They say something 2 days ago or 3 days ago and they're proven wrong. Do they apologize? No, just do what we say next. Do what we say next. Do what we say next. We are individual thinking people. All of us have identity and all of us think different. I think I have a different perspective on my life and you have a different perspective on yours. I'm wrong to make you do what I want you to do. I'm wrong to search back in your past and hold something against you and say that was wrong. Who am I to say it was wrong back then when I was not born? It is 2021, 1980, 1960, 1950, and 70s and 90s. There was some years with no computers, no cell phone, no internet, no technology that we have, iPad. We communicated by going to the public phone. People have done a lot of things in their life back then because that was the time they lived in. I'm wrong to go back in the past and search in the past to find stuff that people have said and done and say, oh, you're wrong for saying that. Now, I said it back then, 20 or 30 years ago, and you telling me in 2021 I'm wrong for saying it in 2021? Yes, if I'm saying the exact same thing. But then people experience a form of a purge based on the things they've said in their past. And some are afraid to speak up because they don't want to experience the same thing. So we are experiencing a form of what I call purging of the truth. Do what I say and not as I do. Listen to me, be obedient to me, and you can get along. We'll welcome you into the boat. We'll welcome to a house of our thinking. But if you resist and deny and speak the truth, then we're going to do whatever to shut you up because we have the power to shut you up. Yes, they have the power to shut us up, but we also have a greater power if we pray to God to deliver us. So deliverance is coming in two forms: the righteousness of God, the judgment of God, in whatever way He deal with it. The truth will reveal to all of us pertaining to our individual lives. Whose side are you on? Whose side are you going to be on? Should you remain and be quiet and silent when you see things? When things are happening and you know it's wrong, are you going to be silent and don't speak up? If you're quiet, then when it comes for you directly, indirectly, what are you going to do? So I did my version of They Came. It's my prayer that this message is everything I say will be out and you hear it. My version, They Came. They came for the police. They came. My version. They came first for any community, and I did not speak because I did not live in that community. Then they came to my city, and I joined them because of lack of knowledge in history. Then they came to loot and set fires to property, and I didn't speak up because it was not my property. Then they came with force, and I did not speak up because it appeared to be for a good cause. Then they came for the police, and I didn't speak up because I was not a police officer. Then they came to injure individuals, and I did not speak up because I did not want to get involved. Then they came for the things of God, and I did not speak up or prayed because I agreed with them. Then they came for the Christians, and I did not speak up because I did not want them to know I was a Christian. Then they came for me, and there's no one willing to or left to speak for me. When we bury our head into the sand, is a form of mental slavery. Should you wait until they come or speak up? They may come for you directly and indirectly. What would you do? There's a quote. The only thing necessary for the triumph of evil is for good men to do nothing. The only thing, when good men remain quiet, evil triumph. We are living in a time where it appears to be no hope, but there's hope at the end of the tunnel. Hope of understanding. It's my prayer and my hope that this message will be encouraging, be an enlightenment to you to go, wow, I didn't think about it like that. I do see people are experiencing some form of shut up and do what we say and not express yourself. I do see who, what, when, and where, and why, and how. Who benefits and how they benefit from. When are they benefiting? Where are they benefiting? We are individual thinkers. We have different perspective on life. My needs is different from yours. In any given day, our needs fluctuate depending on the situation that we're in. There's nothing new under the sun. It's in a different form. We just must recognize it and do not be caught up in emotionalism. When we are moved by emotionalism, we don't see and hear the truth. We should not look for the news media to verify what we're hearing is the truth because we may not have an opportunity to correct our mistake. We should do our own research. This is educational video for you to do your own research. I have no power to make you do anything. I'm just informing you to think different. Think different. Think differently. We should want to hear positive messages, no matter if it hurts. With every surgery, there's an operation. There's going to be pain. There's going to be a time of healing. Begin to wake up. Those of you who are walking, sleepwalking, and don't see the truth. Nothing is new under the sun. We're just experiencing it in a different form. Deliverance is coming. The question I'll leave with you, are you ready to receive the answer? Are you ready to hear the truth? Are you ready for the truth to be exposed? Are you ready to accept the truth? How are you going to handle the truth? How are you handling lies? How are you handling decision that you made that you realize is wrong? You and I have no power to make someone believe us, to accept what we're saying. I have no power to ask you to change the color of your skin or your sex. And especially, I have I'm not perfect and complete, that I have no sin. We sin all the time. If I go back in your past and find stuff that you said 20 and 30 years ago, and the man that you should apologize for it today, and some people have done that, I'm doing what? I'm casting a stone. Am I without sin? That I'm perfect and complete? That I have the right to cause you, to tell you to shut up and apologize for something you've done? Am I so perfect, godly, that I'm sinless, that I can demand that you confess your sins because I have no sins? Think about what we hear. Begin to apply rational thinking to the things that you hear. Think, think, think. Nothing is new under the sun. As I get into the other series, you're going to see that what is happening had happened before. And why is it happening? In the next segment, session, episode, part two, you're going to hear that what we're experiencing had happened before. We're experiencing it in a different form. You will receive the answers to why is it happening. It will be undeniable. You can deny it, you can agree with it, but it happened. When we destroy history, we don't know we will make the mistake. When we understand history, we don't want to repeat history. And what we're seeing now, when we don't educate ourselves in lack of knowledge, I can be used, I can hear things and cause me to think differently. We must educate ourselves. Educate ourselves is the key. You can have $1 million today and be broke tomorrow without the education on how to spend it and invest it. So think for yourself. There's hope at the end of the tunnel. There's a light at the end of the tunnel. Resist fear and temptation to think differently. Resist fear and temptation to follow the crowd. You were born out of your mother's womb. I was not born with you. You are individual and you can think for yourself. Begin to think for yourself. Come and escape from the plantation of ideas and belief. I wrote that in the book. Stay on the plantation of my ideas and my belief because it's benefiting me, but I make you think it's benefiting you. When you hear the truth and you escape from my plantation of ideas and belief, how do I get you back to my plantation ideas and belief? I'll whip you with lies and accusations. You come running back saying, I'm sorry, I did not mean to leave. Please forgive me for saying that 10 or 15 years ago. Please let me come back into the fold so they give you a bit of truth and let you come back and welcome you. But when you escape and refuse to come back, then you're labeled as a traitor. You're labeled as whatever they think of that day. You and I were born for a purpose. You and I are born to be a voice. So when they come, and they are coming, and they've been coming in the last years, and people remain silent out of fear. Do not fear. Call upon God and pray for this country. Pray for understanding. Pray for wisdom. Pray for guidance. Pray for deliverance. Are you ready to experience a deliverance, freedom in whatever direction it may fall? Or should we remain mentally shackled based on what they say? Do you want to be free with an understanding that you have a choice, whether it's bad or good? You were given that choice. Begin to wake up. Begin to wake up. So thank you all for listening to me. Share this with other individuals. Let them hear what you heard so they can have an opportunity to be blessed, be uplifted, gain the knowledge, have peace, hope that the day's deliverance is coming and it will come. So they can be prepared I cannot tell you going to rain tomorrow. I can't. But when we see the rain tomorrow, it's how we prepare for it. Will you walk out your door without an umbrella, without the proper clothing? No. Same. You must prepare yourself mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. When you see things coming, be receptive. We all have a different perspective. You have a choice to walk out there in the rain and get wet and be your fault because you choose to get wet. Then you have those who sit back and say, I need to get an umbrella, get the proper shoes, the proper clothing, because I don't want to get wet. It's how you handle the environment, it's how you handle the situation. There are those who say we're in it together, but are we in it together? In reality, no, we're not in it together. Because some of them are, you say, stay home and do what I say, not as I do. Stay home and don't do anything until I tell you to do. But yet bills need to be paid and whatever need to be taken care of. So if we're in it together, then why are they not giving you part of their salary? Because they're getting paid by taxpayer dollars. So it sounds good we're in it together. Do this because I say so. No race has special privilege over another. To deny one race something and allow the other race to have it. What is that? What is that? Think about it. What is that a form of purging out society? Think about it. Subtracting, taking away, redistribution. It is a form of taking away from other and give to another. You and I have no right. We may want that. We may welcome it. But are we living for ourselves? Are we living like we created ourselves? Did you create yourself? We came out of our mother's womb. You did not know you're going to be a man or a woman. You did not, you're going to be born that specific day. I cannot change your sex or the color of your skin, and you can't do it to yourself. So why you asking me to apologize for my race and my sex? And the same time, you have exempted yourself from doing the same thing you demand of me. Nothing is new in the sun, brothers. Nothing is new in the sun. If we do our homework, you will see that what we're experiencing had happened before in various forms. And why it happened, I'm going to draw a conclusion. They came, people saw it, didn't speak up, and it was overtaken. Thank you for allowing me to share this message in your homes. If you like what you heard, hit the subscribe button, the notification button. When I come back online, you get a notification that I'm broadcasting. Comment, share, and like, and pass it on to other individuals. And if you'd like me to discuss anything else, if you have a topic you want me to bring up, just put it in the comment section, and I'll think about it and I'll share it. So until the next time I come on, be blessed. May you receive all that you need at the appointed time. Thank you.